Okay, hello. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm back. Today we're going to be attempting to basically look at our clay and see what it looks like. Usually it's leather hard. It gets to a leather hard state after the wet state that we put it in. Be very careful putting it onto the newspapers. Anyways, newspapers, and that way when it starts to shrink as it's drying, it won't stick and cause cracking. So you want to put that on newspaper. And the next step is to check and see if it's leather hard. Once it's leather hard, it's time to trim. So that's what we're going to do today is trim. And most of my stuff is leather hard. Let's see, we got this little vase here. The bottom came out pretty good. You can see the nice swirl in the bottom there. There is a little ridge there I'd like to take off. I was hoping to save that swirl and then just do the edges. Actually, you can just kind of rub the edges. I like the bottom. I kind of trimmed it on the wheel the way I liked it, so you can just kind of rub the bottom, taking off the excess clay that you don't want. So that's pretty close to where I like it. I mean, I'm just going to try to get this little edge off. I'm going to spin it on the wheel. Most of the stuff that you're going to see right now is trimming, so welcome. And we're going to do some trimming, so here we go. Alright, so we're in front of the wheel here, and what I like to do is use a trim tool and get comfortable first, actually. And I got a spin wheel here. I used to use this trim tool here. Simon Leach actually made this one by hand from the Leach family. And I bought it on his website, simonleach.com, I believe, somewhere in there. And we're going to use this piece here, most likely to try to get that piece off. But what we'll do is just lightly moisten the edge of this and try to get it centered. It's pretty close, and we're going to push down. Just push down till it kind of sticks to the wheel. So hopefully we can. Oh, and after we do that, we're going to put a stamp on there. I'll show you how to do that with a stamp. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this trimmed on the bottom. And just slowly take it off. It doesn't always work out well with the water rim, but just keep trying. It'll usually go. You got a center. As close to center as you can get. And it's probably messing up the edges a little bit. But again, I'm not into perfection. I mean, I like good edges, and sometimes a little finger on the top helps. And just trim that off. There we go. And of course, I took that nice design off, but now we've got a nice trimmed bottom. You're going to want to trim a little off the side there. A little angle. And that's basically it. Now we can basically, as you can see, it's a nice flat. You can take this piece, dip it in the water, get it wet, and then just kind of rock it back and forth. Slowly, gently pushing it into the clay. Help it out a little bit. And there. You got a signed piece. You got a signed piece right there, so that's nice. And you can just kind of use your fingers and get this piece nice and back to where it was. Or shape it the way you want it. That's trimming basically in a nutshell. That's a nice vase I made the other day, greenware, and that will go in the kiln. And that should be a really pretty piece. Then you all watched me do the vase. This one came out really nice on the bottom, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Pretty much right there. Just gonna flatten that down a little bit. Like I said, just move off the excess clay like so. Now if I wanted to, I could trim a little off the bottom, but to be honest with you, I kind of like the look. and it's a little heavier because on the bottom it keeps it upright. Plus that bottom, it's pretty close down there, so you don't want to trim too far in if it's really close, because you can make a hole in it. So, like I said, I trim most of my stuff on the wheel the way I think that's going to, you know, come out the way I want to. So it's a nice flat bottom, and it's pretty. It's got a nice design. I like that. So I'll leave that one like that. And this guy, so some things are different now. Oh, we forgot. We forgot something on this one. What did we forget? We forgot to sign it. Okay, so let's go ahead and dip that in the water. And let's leave that little pretty design in there. And that's another reason why you don't want it too thin on the bottom, because you want to be able to press your stuff in there. And you have to wait till it's leather hard, otherwise you'll just cave it in. So there's another signed piece. That's a nice signed piece there. So, and just tap a little bit. There, nice sign with the design. Very nice. We'll continue on. Another piece that I think came out very nice on the bottom. So again, it's going to be a quick rub the finger around the edge. Just get rid of that edge there. Now you can just keep some of that stuff off. Just very gently, just moving it with my fingers. And that's pretty much the way I want it. I mean, I like the rim the way it is. It's just nice and it looks like a kind of a mechanical thing, and this is really neat how it caved over, and I made a collar out of it, so it's really kind of cool. It's a nice face. Again, this is another piece I really enjoyed making this piece. So hopefully it'll do good in the kiln. And it's got a pretty low bottom there, so let's go ahead and stamp it. We'll put the stamp right in there. Another stamp piece. Alright. That looks nice. Another stamp. See how that goes? It's stamped in there. So, got that. Let's see if we get this one. This is another little awkward piece. I'm probably just going to do it with my hand. I like the bottom. Like I said, I kind of trim my things on the wheel. It just makes it easier, you know. It's just so much easier when you can, especially when you've got dinner coming up in 20 minutes. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not into perfection. You guys might be into perfection. You can get things that come up, and this would fit inside, and it would spin perfectly, and you can do everything perfect if that's what you're looking for. But personally, I like this. I just kind of like it the way it is. And it just looks kind of interesting and raw. Glazes will come out really cool on that piece. Let's go ahead and stamp her. Stamp it up, right in the middle. Since there's no design on this one, it's the only design it's going to get. Put nice and deep in there. Nice little LJY. It's kind of all in one. LJY, Lee James Young. It's a symbol I came up with. And just kind of smooth it out with your fingers. I don't know if I'm showing you guys. No, that's nice right there. You don't want to bang too much on the bottom. That could cause some bad things. But to be honest, a little bang, a little tapping, I think helps compress the clay. You have less chance of cracking. You want to compress as much as you can the bottom. But that looks good. Another little piece that I really like the bottom on. So we're probably just gonna spin this around real quick and just trim it off real quick. Let's go ahead and put some water on it. Spin it, spin it. There we go. I'm just going to take off very little. So let's see. We'll just do it this way, and it's going to kind of. Oops. That's not just right though. That's all I needed. Just to kind of mesh those lines in, come down to the bottom. We have a nice design, so we don't have to do too much more. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can now. So. Now, fix the edge again. Nice fixed edge there. It's just, I like that raw look. It's just what I like. So, let's go ahead and put a stamp on it. Perfect. Nice stamp on that. It's ready to be fired. That's bisque fire would be. It's a nice heavy pot. It's not too light, it's nice, so it won't tip over. Not that heavy, but... Oh, and we have a ball. Now here we go with the trimming. The ball. Now, we did a ball yesterday. It's a nice ball, it's big. Pretty big. And we turn it over, it has a nice design, but unfortunately, it's pretty thick on the bottom, so what I want to do is shape this in. Now you're going to get some trimming here. Just a little pressure to get it down on the wheel without it moving. There's nothing moving on this wheel right now. It's just sitting there with some pressure. And we're trying to get it to stick so we can trim away. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the edges. Just trimming those extra clay away. Yeah, and we're gonna go. Just keep going. I'm gonna take it in quite a ways. Now what I'm really going to shoot for is starting to mesh in there more. See how that getting more of a shape. So what I want to do, shape it kind of together. And it's hard to see, I know you guys probably from your angle, but you can see the results as it's coming around. I'll try to get it without messing anything up. So we're just trying to blend this all together. As you can see, it's starting to blend right there. See, you're getting that nice blend. And we'll go back over to this tool here, and then we're going to make a foot, which is in the middle. So we're going to just keep going with this. Give it some more of an angle. Alright, so now what do you want to do? I think that's good enough there. Pretty good. good. I'm going to go ahead and make a foot. And we got to get down there pretty deep. We're going deeper. The thing is, this is a pretty thick bottom. Did that on purpose so I could have room for a foot. Alright, now we're going to cut in towards the center and get rid of all this stuff. Or come out from the center, actually. I'm sorry. Come out from the center. Just carving that down. Little by little. See, we had to get this trimmed. And that's good there. Okay, there's a couple of spots there I need to fix. Alright, looks good. Let's go from the middle out. I might want a little twirly design of some sort, I don't know. Sometimes designs are fun. On the bottom gives someone a little fun. That's a nice little design. Now, do I want to smooth or do I want to design? I think the design is cool. Now we're going to see if we can get this. It's pretty hard in there, so we're going to try to go ahead and stamp this. That's another reason why you don't want to go too far down. You can't stamp. Alright, I think we got it. There we go. A little bit of compression, just to make sure we don't get any S-cracks. And you don't have to do too much because it'll do the clay. You just got to make sure your bowl is kind of smooth. Get rid of all that excess. Use a little sponge here. Oops. Just to kind of wipe. Reshaping that edge again. And now we have a foot. We have a nice foot on our bowl, so, and it's stamped. And yeah, so that's how you do that. Let's clean it up a little bit. There. Nice bowl. Alright guys, thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this session with me and the pottery trimming. We'll get into more of the pottery firing and glazing later on, so stick with me, and I'll see you later on, and have fun and follow your dreams. This is Lee signing out.